It's always want to establish myself, show everyone what I can do, and ultimately win the championship against LaSalle,
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Navs Effect podcast. I'm your host, Naveen Ganglani. Super duper special episode today. I've got not one, not two, not three, not four, but five college basketball's best joining me today to talk hoops, to talk about college basketball culture in the Philippines, and to reveal some insider. No, I'm just joking. Who knows? Let's see if I get it out of them. Okay, we are joined by Earl of Adam, Chris Hobilia, James Payasing, Iceland Ting, and John Abate, the boys of Phenom Sports Management under Coach Anthony Brodette, aka Coach Brody. Shout out to Coach Brody for helping set up today's interview session. Great to have everybody here. And we're gonna try to keep things organized because yun nga, madami sila today. So a lot of stories to share, I'm sure. I'm wondering who I should start with. Sino ba pinakamatanda sa inyo? Is it you, John? Are you the vet?
Kuya John.
Kuya John.
John,
Kuya John.
okay.
Kuya John right there.
Wag lang yung
All
mukhang matanda.
Y'all making
Sino
me feel
kaya
old,
yun?
man.
No, John, obviously great to have you here. Like I said,
Mm.
digging the new hairstyle, you went away from the semi-cal look and now you look like you might be the star of a Romeo and Juliet movie. And people are calling you the Clay Thompson of the Philippines in Instagram. How was your first few months under Coach Chris Gavina going? Do you feel like you're about to explode and establish yourself as one of the future pro prospects to look out for this season?
The plan is always to showcase my abilities, also just not only represent myself, but UE, the standards we have as a team, and also the community, what they want us to have. The last couple months, Coach Chris has been phenomenal. He's been changing the program slowly but surely. Baby steps, you're not going to change everything in one day. But for myself, it's always want to establish myself, show everyone what I can do, and ultimately win the championship against LaSalle.
Against LaSalle. So
Yeah.
John here's predicting maybe a UE LaSalle finals. The first one
Mm.
since 2007. Who knows, right? Who knows? But John, a few months ago, you returning to UE wasn't a sure thing. I know that you had some reservations about who you want. You first wanted to see who the coach was going to be, what the situation was going to be. How close were you to taking like an MPBL deal or a deal elsewhere, not coming back to the UAAP?
There wasn't like a big margin. Let's say like I was like 80-20%. It was really just wanted to see who the new coach was going to be, see how the team is going to react. Like, say if I did go to the MPBL, I was going to give an opportunity to UE. I was going to try it out, see how it goes first. Yeah, I made my decision early, but that was because I knew who it was and I'm confident in what they're capable of doing.
Awesome, awesome. We'll get back to you, John. So, James, I'm not sure kung nakikita mo yung background ko now. That's your highlights. 18 and 10 points in the NCAA Final Four in season 99. But obviously, the big move this offseason for you was making the shift to University of the Philippines. Yung decision mo to go to UP, and by the way, I think lalaro ka sa Pinoy Liga if I'm not mistaken. But yung decision mo to go to UP, what was the main motivation behind that? Were you just super curious to try out yung UAP finally?
Mag-iisip na rin ako na mag-try, mag-compete sa UAP. And yun, nag-decide ako going to UP.
UP, what was it about UP na na-attract ka sa kanila?
Siyempre, champion team. And nandun yung winning culture din. And siguro mag-fit din ako sa playing style in UP.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, Ice, now you're entering yung second season mo sa UST and we got to see glimpses of you last year. Obviously, sa off-season tournaments, you were impressive. During the season, you were fighting for minutes. What do you expect from yourself entering this upcoming season with UST? Do you have specific goals na gusto mo ma-accomplish?
Mga goals ko lang this season is, yun nga, more minutes. Pinoprove ko pa rin naman yung sarili ko sa training na kaya ko naman magtagal. And, ayun, siguro, expect nyo pa rin naman sa akin na laging all out yan. Kahit 5 minutes lang yan, all out pa rin yan. I'll always give my best sa 5 minutes or even 4 minutes pa yan. I'll give my best. Eh, yung pinakamahirap lang naman binantayan ko dyan, si Abate.
Well, yung sa UST, di ba, nag-Final Four kayo last season. And magandang yung napakita niyo versus UP sa 2 versus 3 matchup. So, yung experience na yun, the return to the Final Four for the community, what has that done for you guys entering this season? Do you feel na now na umangat na kayo sa Final Four, yung next step is mag-finals na?
Para sa amin, yung ano na yung feeling na yun, ayaw na namin balikan eh. Sobrang sakit nun eh. Siyempre, tatalo ka sa ano eh. Yung high hopes na manalo kayo against a strong team, nandun eh. And then, sobrang sakit na natalo kami. And then, ayun nga, parang naging motivation sa amin na mas maging gutom pa this season. And I hope maano namin yan, parang ma-meet namin yung mga gusto namin na mangyari sa team.
Di ba lahat nagsasabi more likely than not UP tsaka Lasal sa finals? Pero para sa inyo ba sa UST, kayang-kaya nyo yung dalawa na yun?
Kaya naman. Makikita naman kaya naman. Kumbaga ano lang talaga. Siguro kulang pa sa sa hangin.
Gets. Okay. And Earl, last season you weren't able to finish the season with TLSU after your foot injury, which unfortunately kept you out throughout the finals. How hard was it watching your team lose grip of the championship and you couldn't be out there on the court to help them?
That's something that I think all players that have gone through injuries can sort of relate to. And it was definitely something that I had to really sit with myself and be able to say that, okay, everything has happened for a reason. I'm here and that's with the opportunity to learn, even though I'm not on the court. So looking at watching the boys last year give it their all, it lit a fire in me to say that when I'm back on the court with them, it's it's all out. It's it's do or die. You know?
You know what's crazy to me, Earl, is that from the season 86 roster of LaSalle that won a championship, there are only four of you guys remaining. 75% of the roster is gone. It's now just you, Mike, EJ, and JC. And we can see early in the offseason the team seems to have a little bit of continuity problems, right? Are
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
sensing that as well based on your early performances? What's still there to work on for DLSU?
Obviously, we have a lot of new players and a lot of things we have to adjust to. But I think that just makes it more exciting for us because we're in the middle of learning to grow with each other. I think everything that is happening to us right now is an opportunity and a situation to always have that growth mindset.
Growth mindset. I like that. Okay, now let's go to you, Chris, no? Chris, so after mag-champion sa Mapua last season, the big move this off-season was the news na you moved to JRU. So, can you tell us more about yung decision mo na mapunta sa JRU? What was behind that? And kamusta naman yung time mo sa JRU so far since you transferred?
Sa akin naman na sobrang mahirap talaga yung decision na yun kasi nga mas pinili ko talaga sumama sa coach kung sino nagkuha sa akin nung time na walang-wala ako. Yun si coach yung talaga parang mas naging babaw sa akin yung tulong na binigay sa akin ni coach na sumama sa kanya. Kahit na wala siyang team, sabi ko coach kung saan ka doon ako kasi ang sarap maging mapuwa din talaga. Ang sarap nandun na kami sa culture na nag-champion na kami. Parang may chance ulit kami mag-champion. Parang mas inisip ko talaga yung kung saan ako galing, kung saan ako nagsimula. Si Coach yung kasi yung kumuha sa akin. Siya yung nagkausap sa family ko nung time na galing ako sa Letran. Parang siya yung tumulong sa family ko and then nag-develop din sa akin. Parang hindi naman about money kung ba't ako lumipat ng GRU. Kasi kung about money lang, sana pumunta na ako sa ibang school na may nag-offer sa akin. Kasi sabi nga nila yung GRU na school parang ang baba daw eh. Ba't daw doon ako napunta? Pero hindi ko na may nisip yun kasi doon lang ako dinala ni coach na mas alam ko may mga plano talaga na hindi natin inaasahan na magamit pa tayo or mas may opportunity pa ata na ibinibigay sa akin si Lord or yun lang parang sabi ko nga hindi man dito natatapos yung lahat ng pinaghirapan ko kasi matitingga na naman kami ng isang taon ni lalo si Mangubat din kasama ko parang matitingga kami sasabi ko sa kanya na parang positive lang tayo lagi sa nangyayari. Hindi naman namin gusto yung nangyayari talaga kasi parang nagkagulo lang bigla pero yun ganoon talaga. And sa yun naman sobrang okay naman kami parang pinoprove ko na lang kung saan ako mahina and pinag-insayuhan ko talaga para pagdating din ng season ko ulit 102 mas iba na din yung mas mahigitan ko pa yung napakita ko nung season 100.
Chris, na-affected ka ba or na-hurt ka ba sa mga tao na may mga jokes online na si Chris ang daming school na napuntahan, palipat-lipat, may mga nagjo-joke na journeyman ka daw. Ano yung reaction mo sa mga ganun? Hindi ba pumapasok sa iyo yun or binabasa mo din?
Siguro parang mas sinaganahan ako magtrabaho dahil sa kanila kasi nga parang pag nababasa ko yun tapos may nagtatanggol sa akin parang mas feeling ko hindi pa naman talaga mas maraming nagbabasya mas marami pa rin din susuporta sa iyo kasi lagi ko lang tinatatak sa isip ko hindi naman para sa kanila yung tinatrabaho ko para din naman sa family ko and sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa akin at naniniwala wala naman ako pakialam kahit naman saan may mga basher talaga hindi naman di na natin yan culture na ng Pilipino yung may magbabash sa atin kahit sa naman na bagay.
I'm glad that you brought that up, no? Kasi yung next topic ko, sa college basketball, di ba, there are plenty reasons why players transfer or they look for new homes. Sabi mo nga, Chris, like para sa'yo, dahil yung coach na nag-recruit sa'yo sa Mapua, pumunta sa JRU, so sinama mo. And for someone like Ice, for example, Ice, if I can recall correctly, nasa Ateneo ka before, then you ended up sa UST because better opportunity for you. But nowadays, because of yun nga, how yung college basketball medyo nagiging high on marketing na, inisip ng mga tao kagad, pera-pera yan, dahil
Yeah.
binigay ganyan, dahil sa offer na ganyan. So all you guys, I want all of you and all your opinions on this. Do you feel that the way people look at college basketball players now, medyo it's kind of unfair na they look at you as players lang, na you guys are just there for the money, pero you're not there for anything else. Let's start with you, John, because you've stayed with UE throughout your UAP career, but you've seen this with teammates, you've seen this with guys that you've been playing around here with in Manila, and I'm sure you've experienced some criticism after a bad game or two as well. What are some of your observations about the things people do that aren't exactly good?
I just try to believe that everyone has their own reason or their own motivation to do something. Some people react out of emotions. Some people react out of out like others sources of like reasoning. So say like just listening to your parents or listening to other people in the comments, somebody down the street. There's a lot of things that come into our ears. There's a lot of things that we read, and they can be good or bad regardless. But we all have a certain professionalism that we need to do, and there's also a certain standard that we have to uphold. There's also a certain, we gotta get our worth, put it like that. You know. So when people transfer, it can be for money, it can be for just opportunity, it can be for a lot of reasons. But at the end of the day, everyone's got to do what best is for them, regardless of the situation that they're current in. Like, people like to see the grass is green on the other side, or some people like to water the grass and make it green, put it like that. But for me, I've always been kind of a loyal type of guy. Even when it was bad, I always try to make the grass greener where I'm at. Yeah, it might be look good on the other side, but just to build something and kind of make something out of nothing has always just been something I wanted to do.
I like that. Water your grass and make it green. That's the first time I've heard someone say that. Wise words from Mr. John Abate. James, recently medyo you went through some of this criticism, no, after yung lipat mo from San Beda to UP, lalo
Ay,
na
nga.
yung mga angry fans. So, paano mo na process lahat yun? What was your perspective through all of that?
Nung pagkalipat ko, hindi naman ako masyadong nakapagbasa ng mga comments. Like, more on, mas marami pa yung nagpapasalamat sa akin. Although, but, it's all about you naman. Kasi nagsa-start ka, wala naman yan sila. And sobrang malaking tulong din na at this stage, you're connected to God kasi everything yung plano mo, syempre di mo alam. And hihingi ka lang kay Lord ng mga taong totoo na andyan sa'yo. Yun yung makakausap mo, ano sa tingin mo. And sobrang laking tulong ng mga tao na always at my back, supporting. And yun yung iniisip ko talaga. Pag mananalo ka o matatalo sa mga accomplishments mo, andyan naman yan sila lagi. Just don't mind them. It's on you lang.
Wise words. Earl, now for you, it's a little different, right? Because let's say you're recruited by a school and you think you're pretty set in your position, and then sometimes the school recruits someone new and suddenly you're fighting for minutes with someone in your position, and in many cases this leads to players moving out and trying to find new schools, and with the new UAP residency rules it's harder, right? Because now you lose 2 seasons when you transfer. So that is some of the criticism that people say about schools trying to quote unquote over recruit. Do you see sense in what they're saying? Do you believe in that? Or do you feel that because it's the player's job to fight for playing time and minutes, that you should welcome that challenge?
I believe in the latter part that you just said. It's always having to see something as an opportunity, something as always trying to see it as how am I going to be challenged? And I believe that if you're gonna just try to go to other schools because it's the grass is always greener. I can't really say anything about that because who am I to judge? But I believe and I'm solid in where I stand is that we should be willing to fight for where we're at right now because they gave us the starting school gave us an opportunity and you have to try to prove it to yourself and not to anyone else. Prove it to yourself that you can do it.
Absolutely. Only God is watching sometimes, right? You guys
Mhm.
like to
Mhm.
preach that. Your story is different, but it's unique because yun nga, you had spent time sa Team B also of Ateneo and then sa UST before you got your opportunity. Would you say na the guys in Team B, yung hindi nala-line up right away sa Team A of their teams, these are the guys na yung pinakagutom sa program, the people who are most eager and hungry to prove themselves. What do you think, Ice?
Oo naman, kasi ako, sa sinabi mo nga, I've been there. Yung mga times na makikita mo yung yung pagtrato sa ng mga ibang players na feel mo parang kailangan mo gumawa ng pangalan para sa sarili mo para makilala ka nila eh. So, yung feel ko talaga na sila, nakikita rin nila kung sino yung mas deserving na ma-line up, ganun. Kasi yung mga nasa baba, parang mas nag-work hard din para makuha yung spot ng mga nasa taas. And kaya ako ngayon na nandito ako sa na naka-line up ako sa Team A, hindi ko parang hindi ko tinitake for granted na naka-line up ako. And yun nga, sa ibang naman, sa ibang pagtingin, siya, business siya. So, it's either magstay ka dahil hardworking ka or pwede ka nilang tanggalin anytime kasi wala ka nang ginagawa, ganun. Kaya, mas maganda nang alagaan mo yung position mo. And then, alam naman natin na mas may hungry na taos na makakuha ng place sa basketball.
Of course, limited spots lang, di ba, per team. Imagine mo, so many other people out there would do anything to get the spots that you guys
Yeah.
have now so that they can show what they're capable of. But I like what you said na it's a business din kahit college pa lang. Kasi for me, I've always believed this na if you're an athlete, kailangan you take advantage and earn your money early. Kasi yung career of an athlete, yung mga katawan nyo, it's not like, for example, ako sports writer, I can be a sports writer till I'm 50 or 60, di ba? You can't exactly play till like you're 60. You guys have to take advantage early on. Chris, so yung question na yan, no, about yung business aspect and yung quote-unquote money aspect, do you think mas madali, Chris, if yung mga schools were just honest and open about how much they were giving their players? Sabihin natin, for example, si school, recruit si player, sinabi, yes, kinuha namin si player nito, ito yung offer namin sa kanila. Kasi everyone knows naman, may mga offer naman, may aspects na ganyan na involved, do you think mas madali kung open na lang lahat ng schools or mas mahirap ba if gawin yun?
Yun sa akin kasi, hindi naman about talaga dyan. Given naman kasi talaga yan, may bibigay sa'yo. Pero hindi naman dahil maglalaro ako sa school dahil may pera. Kundi kung saan nakapaligid sa akin, yun yung gusto ko, yung parang na-enjoy ko yung laro. And then may naniniwala sa akin na coach. Hindi naman about money kasi yung pera, kusa na lang darating yan. Kasi kung kailangan mo, pag tinrabaho mo talaga yung ginagawa mo, hindi mo naman kailangan na ihingi sa kanila yan. Kumbaga, kailangan mo din talaga coach lang na maniniwala sa iyo para darating din kasi yung time na meron talagang offer na ganyan. Pero syempre, iba-ibang school talaga merong offer. Pero syempre para sa akin talaga kung meron money tsaka meron pang coach na maniniwala sa iyo. Syempre, doon ka na lalong ang hirap ng buhay namin sa probinsya. Kailangan din natin talaga ng pera. Pero para sa akin mahalaga pa rin talaga yung nakapaligid sa akin. In the same time, makakalaro ko ng maayos.
Tama ba na yung mga coaches minsan may mga favorites yan sa team? May favoritism?
Hindi ko lang alam, wala naman kasi ako na-encounter na mga coach na ganyan eh. Kasi yung mga coach na nakapaligid sa akin, parang hindi ka pwede na parang porket na may pangalan ka na gagawin mo yung gusto mo. Parang pag sa amin kasi, like sa Mapua, parang ginagawa talaga namin best namin sa ensayo. Parang laban-laban talaga kami para sa spot namin. Wala kasing madali talaga eh. Parang hindi naman kasi kaya ng isang player yan na kung favoritism ka. Parang kailangan mo talaga pagtrabuhan. Kasi like, si Coach yung parang mas gusto niya yung nagde-defense, ayaw niya yung more offense talaga. Kailangan niya talaga yung player na nagde-defense, ayaw niya yung player na offense lang. Pag offense ka sa kanya, uupo ka talaga. Kaya dyan, like natutunan ko kay Coach yung kailangan mo talaga magtrabaho kahit sobrang pagod ka na. Parang sabi niya lagi sa amin na walang madali. Yung pera na nakukuha mo ngayon, mabilis lang makuha yan sa'yo. Pero yung paghihirapan mo araw-araw hanggang dulo, yan yung hindi mo aagaw sa'yo.
Wise words. Very wise words. Ice, ikaw nga, ano yung favorite Pido story mo? Kwento about Coach Pido na kasi alam naman natin Coach Pido, medyo comedian sometimes, mahilig makipagbiroan. May story ka ba about him?
Meron ako pero yung iba hindi ko na sasabihin.
Yung pwede mo na lang sabihin. Sige.
Ano mo pwede ko sabihin? Hindi, ano lang naman kasi favorite ko lang kay Coach Pido is parang ano eh, favorite niya rin ako sigawan kasi sa training eh.
Dahil ba mali ka or gusto lang niya pinapagtripan ka?
Hindi, ano, minsan kasi nagkakamali rin naman talaga ako. And si Coach Pido kasi talaga, ano, palabiro talaga yung tao. Yung coach namin palabiro talaga. And nilulugar din naman yung mga, ano, yung mga biro niya. And pero minsan kasi kapag, ano na, kapag galit na, medyo nakakatakot na eh. Makikinig ka na lang talaga.
I'm sure, I'm sure. James, ano yung difference ng culture ng UP compared sa San Beda sa na-experience mo so far? Ano yung nakikita mo?
The difference so far, well, both schools they're both championship team, and siguro hindi naman nako-compare ko yung sophomore year ko and nung third year ko na team. But yung nakakamiss lang yung team na yung core namin na nung andun pa kami na Peter, kami na Jacob, na we stick together. And dito din naman sa UP, hindi naman ako ninibago kasi sa training, nagsasalita talaga ako. Um, nakipag, y- feel ko nga, parang hindi nga ako lumipat eh. Kasi pag-a-adjust sa team, sa mga players, sobrang dali lang. And kumbaga, na-adapt ko yung culture nila. Yun yung sabi ko kay Coach Gold na excited na ako mag-training with the vets na aalis next year. Kasi yun nga, makikita ko yung leadership nila, how they lead in practices every day. And yun. Kasi kami naman sa San Beda, ano naman din kami, na andun din naman yung sobrang laking bagay, andun yung mga tinuturo nila Coach Yuri sa amin, na Coach Norman, na Coach Boyet, na paano magiging, ano, syempre yung coaches na yun, they're all, champion coaches. Then they teach us, players, how. na maabot naging level na yan.
So, kasama mo palang mag-practice yung Team B or yung Team A na din?
Sa team A.
Team
Sa
A
team
na
A.
din. Sino yung pinaka-athletic sa team? Si Francis ba?
Oo, si Francis. Okay,
Kasi,
yun yung player na kahit di na mag-stretching, padalakin na yan. Sobrang dali lang sa akin.
di ba bumalik siya from training niya sa LA recently? I think he was there mga 1 month, no?
Yeah.
Napansin mo na ba yung mga improvements tsaka
Plus,
differences sa performance niya?
yun nga, nakwento nga niya sa akin na yung napuntahan din niya is, yung pinuntahan din namin sa LA, kay Jello.
Ah, okay, okay. Ano yung mga bago kay Francis nakikita mo so far sa kung
He's
saan
doing,
paano
he's
siya
doing some, he's doing some buckets na, yun,
better
yung,
scorer?
yeah. Sige, kailangan niya din. Yun.
Solid, solid. Now, let's talk to John because a few weeks ago, John made 8 3-pointers in a game in Asia Basket, and he's showing an improved 3-point shooting stroke and an overall game. And obviously, it's your second season in college basketball in the Philippines, John. So those who come from abroad tend to be more comfortable in their second seasons compared to their first seasons when they just got here. Do you feel like you're significantly better now compared to last season? And, last year you guys almost made the Final Four. You started hot, then ended the season really tough. And now people are assuming that UE's kind of gonna go back to the basement level because it's like another rebuild with another new head coach. Do you feel though that people are sleeping on you guys as a Final Four contender again?
I would say so. 'Cause we definitely really didn't perform that well or the way we wanted to in the second round. We just showed potential. And potential is kind of like a two-way street. It's like, oh, they can do it, but can they do it consistently or be able to perform when it matters? And at the end of the day, it's either you win or you lose. It's very, yes or no. So you got to do it. But so I would say, yeah, people are kind of sleeping on us. We're the dark horse again, maybe a little darker, but yeah, I definitely do think people are sleeping on us, and I definitely do think that we have the same potential, if not more, to be able to perform and excel at that more than last year.
Earl, it's obviously hard to make it to the finals 3 straight years, right? Especially when everyone's got their targets set on you guys and trying to get your spot. Like, for example, we were talking about how the UST team of ICE is really good, and to make the finals, they'd have to take out one of LaSalle or UP. And another team, like, for example, NU would be also interested to be there, UE, if they potentially make it there. You're coming in as a senior now, a fourth year player in this team, one of the guys that are remaining from the teams from a few seasons ago. What do you envision as your role on the court and in the locker room for this LaSalle team?
I envision myself as someone that embraces the role that they're given, embraces what the position where I'm at, and someone that can lead by truly by example in how I live day to day and how I walk, talk, speak, and have faith in the things that I believe in.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about Phenom a bit. You guys are all connected here by Phenom and Coach Brody, who I think is in the Zoom, low key, just lurking there in the background. Coach, if you wanna pop up, you're more than welcome to do so. So, Chris, start tayo sa'yo about kay Phenom. Di ba may mga tao, they have certain interpretations of what Phenom is, ano ginagawa niyo from the outside, di ba? Pero from the inside, people can see also how close yung bond of the group is. Gaano ka-importante yung Phenom sa career mo?
Siguro sa akin, sobrang importante ng Phenom sa akin kasi nga wala naman ako nung time na dito sa Maynila, parang nung dumating sila sa career ko, parang mas marami akong natututunan. Pag may mga kailangan ako na hindi ko naintindihan, nandyan si Coach Brody para sa akin, yung Phenom, para yung mga extra workout namin na yung iba kailangan pa magbayad para lang makapag-extra. Then may mga time na may mga opportunity na binibigay sa amin yung Phenom, lalo si Coach Brody na ngayon na parang magpeperma ako ng sa sapatos, parang siya yung Phenom yung dahilan kung bakit may mga natututunan din ako, parang kung saan ako pupunta na school, parang ina-advisean nila ako. Then hindi ko naman din talaga kaya kung ako lang talaga din ang family ko. Then family talaga yung Pinom, kahit na sobrang hindi pantay-pantay lang talaga yung tingin sa Pinom, parang wala dito yung star player, parang pag magkikita-kita parang sobrang approachable ng mga Pinom talaga. Kaya sobrang happy ako na naging family ko yung Pinom.
So, ano yung shoe deal mo? Kanino ka magsasign? Nag-sign ka na ba?
Wala pa po eh. Wala
Pero
po.
iniisip mo yan. Okay, we'll see. We'll
Opo.
see where you land.
Muntik na.
Muntik na
Tama.
mag-slip. Okay, Ice, how about you? Yung the chance to play against yung mga ibang players ng Phenom, nakakatulong yan sa game mo, no? Yung kalaban mo sila kahit, di ba, meron ka mga teammates sa practice niyo, but then obviously, nag-runs din kayo, you guys hoop against each other, and it improves your game, is what I'm guessing. Pag nakokontra mo yung mga, for example, yung mga kasama mo sa Zoom right now.
Ano rin yun eh, nakakatulong rin talaga kumbaga parang nawawala rin yung I mean, parang dumadagdag yung kumpiyansa mo lalo na maglaro pag nakita mo sila sa ibang team. Parang, uy, finom tayo pero magkalaban muna tayo. Parang nagiging fuel din para mas lalong magbigay ng effort sa laro.
James, sino pinakamagaling sa Phenom para sa'yo? Sino yung who's the most talented Phenom player pagdating sa basketball court?
Mas lahat naman. Ay, yung isa dyan, no?
Sino? Or change natin yung question. Sino yung pinakamahirap bantayan?
Sa amin sa Phenom.
Mm-mm.
Siyempre, shooter. Sino ba shooter?
Si Master ba yan? Si Master John?
Oo.
Okay. How about you, John? Who's the hardest guy to guard from Phenom?
Hardest guy to guard from Phenom. Myself, not fun. Honestly, I wouldn't say there's like one person that really stands out because they're all hard to guard. There's always people who have their own pros and cons, like weaknesses and their go-tos. So I can't really give you an answer to be honest with you because we're all so good. We all have our own shooting capabilities. We all have our own deceptive dribbling, our own finishing. It's just hard to pick.
All right, I'll ask you another question then. What do you think of the nickname everyone's got for you, where they put Master before your last name?
I mean, it's all funny. I've been hearing it since I was a kid, so it's really it's more publicity. But all publicity is not good, but I just laugh at it. It's funny.
Would you consider changing your IG username and putting Master and then your last name just for like
Nah,
a
I can't.
day?
I can't. I can't do that.
Earl is trying to not laugh, but he's having a hard time not laughing. How about you, Earl? If you could choose your own nickname on the court, what would you choose?
Nickname?
Yeah, like a court nickname, a court persona. Like, Kevin has KQ, Mike has Motor Mike. What would your nickname be?
I'm honestly not sure. You can't. I don't think you can give nicknames to yourself. That's not it.
All right, okay,
You can't.
fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, you just
Okay.
don't want one.
Okay, Ice, ikaw na lang. Bigay ka ng nickname for all the four guys right now.
Parang hirap naman niya.
Try mo lang.
Oo, kasi Earl. Father Earl.
Father.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got Father Earl.
Ano
Tapos
ba?
si John, ano yung sa kanya?
Kasi na lang ako sa sinabi mo, Master.
Okay. Si James, tapos si Chris.
Ano ba kay James? Ano lang, nung magkasama kami sa, sa Cagayan ba yun?
May nickname siya doon?
Ano lang eh. Tawag sa last name niya eh. Parang Sing, parang gano'n lang.
Sing?
Oo.
Sing? Actually, pwede yun, no? I think that
Sing?
that that could work actually. So, si Chris, man-child ba?
Manchild, oo, literal. Grabe yan.
Chris, magsi-sit out ka this year, no? And then, magde-debut ka for JRU sa 102 next season. So, habang naka-sit out ka this year, sa season 101 teams ng NC, sino sa palagay mo yung magfa-Final Four tapos mag-champion?
Sa Final Four ko sa tingin ko ngayon, Letran, Perpetual, San Beda and Mapua. Pero sa Icon, binild pala, binild. Sa Final Four, sa championship hindi ko pa ma-predict kasi nung championship nga namin, hindi pa namin kung alam kung magpapasok kami ng champion eh. Kumbaga, di pa natin masabi talaga kasi every year talaga may mag-stand out talaga dyan. Kung sino
Mm.
yung healthy, yun din talaga yung hanggang dulo. Kung sino yung healthy, yun yung talaga yung may chance na mag-champion.
Gets,
Magaling
gets.
magaling.
Magaling, no? Oo, magaling. Tama, tama. Sige, James, same question for you. Since residency ka din this year. Sa UAAP naman, wag sa NCAA. Sino yung Final Four sa UAAP this year?
Matik na yan.
Same lang siguro last year.
UP Lasal UST Adamson?
Paano yung UE?
Oh.
UE.
Okay,
It's
John.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll remember that. I'll remember
John, taking notes.
that. I'm making a list already. It's getting long.
Does it give you FOMO though, John, when you see teams playing in the Final Four, NCAA and UAP? Does it ever make you kind of say or feel, I really want to experience that. I really want to be there?
Always. It's an opportunity and experience that not many people get to have. Not even just here, but like even in the States or any country that has like some type of playoff environment or tournament championship type of format. Just being able to get to there, especially at a high level, it's just not many people can have, and just be able to earn it. It's very surreal and an amazing opportunity to have.
Earl, you came in as a Phil foreigner, like John, like your other teammates and other guys who play in the NCAA and the UAP. Do you feel that the local players, when they first see Phil foreigners, the first thing they think is these guys are soft?
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's up to you. Yeah, you have to be able to show that you belong. You're a part of them. Like you can't you can't come into their country thinking that you're all that. You have to be able to show that you you really care for position that you're given, the opportunity that has been blessed to you. So I think that's always going to be a given, but that's another opportunity to showcase how much you care for where you're at right now.
What was your welcome to the UAP moment or your welcome to college basketball? Was there a guy you in practice who tried to like be tough with you, kind of test how tough you would be if you would fight back?
Evan, Bauti, and Waki Manuel. Oh man, and man, just I remember there was a staggered screenplay. I'm guarding CJ, I think. So CJ comes off the staggered, and then Balti's setting the screen. I'm getting hit with two elbows at the same time coming off the screen.
Ah,
So that was one of the welcome to the Philippines type moment. But I was like, yeah, I like this. This is where I want to be.
sink or swim, baby. All right. I am super thankful na you guys have shared your time with me. So I know it's late and you guys have training. One last question I want all of you to answer before I let you go is, we know that kids look up to all of you. No? Madami mga bata sa province, sa Manila, for the Phil foreigners, guys from abroad who think, I want to come to the Philippines and play college basketball here. I want to make an impact here. In one sentence, what's the best piece of advice you can give for people who want to be college basketball players in the Philippines? Start tayo sa'yo.
Keep going. Just keep going na dahil if you start something, you should never turn your back because guys, sabi nga nila na malayo ka na, pero malayo pa rin yung dadaanan mo.
I love that quote. Ang ganda. Malayo ka na, malayo pa rin. James, you're next. May quote ka din ba? Like si Ice?
Sa akin, ano lang, Ora at Tabora. Prayer and work. San Beda yan.
Ay, Bedan. So,
Yeah.
in your heart, Bedan ka pa rin talaga, no? You think you'll
Mm.
always be a Bedan at heart?
Yeah, I'm still connected with them. Staff, utility, players. I'm still connected with them.
I heard, by the way, 3-point shot mo nag-i-improve, ah. So I'm gonna be curious to see that next season when you get to the
May 1 year pa
UAAP.
mag-shooting.
1 year shooting drill. Samahan mo si Master sa UE minsan-minsan. Pwede kong tulungan.
Masasabi ko lang sa kanila, kung sinimulan na nila mag-basketball, lubusin na. Lubos-lubusin na. Kung hanggang,
Correct.
kung hanggang kailan nila kasi, para no regrets, at least trinay hanggang saan. Kasi marami na magsasabi dyan na, so dati kung ginanto ko lang, para walang ganyan.
Tama, tama, tama. No regrets, no regrets. Actions speak louder than words. John, how about you?
I'd say a quote. I read this quote a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, and it says, "Pray like it depends on God, but work like it depends on you."
Very good and very true. Very true as well. Surrendering, but also taking charge. I like that. Earl,
Mhm.
how about you? Father Earl, do you have something to follow that up with?
Yes, I do. So I actually have it written up on my whiteboard here in my room. Um, it's a proverb, and it goes like, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." So you have to truly believe in your heart that you will do whatever it takes to get you to where you want to be. And if you don't even believe it yourself, who's gonna say you're gonna get to it for you?
Love it. Love it. Excellent. Chris, last but not the least, how about you?
Mahaba sa akin eh.
Go lang, okay lang, bro.
Hindi, sinasabi ko lang lagi sa mga kabataan, lalo sa province namin, hindi lang yung kahirapan para mangarap ka. And lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila, and wag silang susuko, and magtrabaho lang sila, and maniwala lang talaga na walang madali talaga. Lagi pagtatrabahuan din, maniwala ka kay Lord sa mga plano niya.
Well, part of yung plano ng Lord para sa'yo is to make you an NCAA champion. Congratulations ulit, Chris. And
Thank you po.
congratulations to all the guys on this podcast tonight for reaching the collegiate level in the Philippines. It was really awesome to have all of you. And a major shout out and thank you to Coach Brody for helping set this up. Congratulations to Phenom also for the growth and success. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank
it
you
big
po.
time. Hope to have you guys soon again. And God bless. More power to all of you. Good luck. Stay safe. See you all
Thank
on the
you.
court. Thank you also to all our listeners. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube, and me on social media. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.